Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Side Hustle Review podcast. Today I'll be talking about YouTube automation, which I was just talking to my live chat. A lot of people have heard of this one. So if you are interested in how YouTube automation works and how people are making money doing it, I'm certainly going to cover that. Now, just as a reminder, my podcast is recorded live. I do have a live chat going on the side. I usually edit it out, but if you hear a little bit of funkiness during that types of stuff, then you will see. Just understand that I am doing this as a live broadcast as well. You can tune into my live broadcasts on either my YouTube channel or my Instagram page. Both I go live pretty consistently once a week, so you can tune in there. And as you know, I am very new to this. So if you find that the editing is subpar, just know I'm doing this as a part-time thing on top of a full-time job. I haven't hired any kind of studio or anything like that. I am doing this from my house in between my two jobs while having two kids, really showing you how the side hustle life works. So if you want to support me, the best things you can do is, of course, leave a comment, smash the like button, do all that stuff. And if you're listening to this or watching it on Spotify, you can leave me a 5-star review. All those things really help. And yeah, we are going to get into it today about YouTube automation. So YouTube automation is talked about a lot. A lot of people talk about YouTube automation as a way to get real passive income. And we're going to go through some accounts that actually are making passive income through YouTube automation. Now, none of them started in the last 6 months. They started even more than 10 years ago, but they are making a substantial passive income, which is great. The other thing I wanted to cover with all of you before we get started is a sponsor. I was lucky enough to have a sponsor of my podcast that I would like to talk to you guys about. So playground.com reached out to me a few weeks ago about sponsoring me and the work I'm doing. And we went into a really great dialogue. And yeah, they're sponsoring this content because we're both aligned on helping people figure out how to make money and empower them. So playground.com, it's Canva on steroids. You can see they have many different ways you can use their platform to design t-shirts, to design logos, to even make social media posts. They have tons of templates that you can use. So if you own a burger place or you need to make things around real estate, you can pick any of these templates and then simply click here. Let's say you have a Mexican food restaurant, and you can use AI to adjust or change the copy or even change the image. So if you wanted this burrito to be carne asada instead of chicken, you could totally do that. This has been a real game changer for me. I actually, in fact, suck at Canva. I've always found Canva super intimidating. Having something like this has really changed the way I approach. Just to prove it, there's a couple things that I've been working on using this. One of them is my self-made 100 Air shirts. So I've been designing my self-made 100 Airs through it. You can see I have a lot of options here. One of them is actually published to my website, which is this one here. You can buy this shirt today if you go to my merch store. But I'm also starting an Etsy store around 30th birthdays. So you'll see me using the year 1995 or looking at different ways I can make t-shirts that appeal to people turning 30 years old. I found that as a underserved niche on the Etsy, and I'll be starting to spool that store up. I'll use Playground to make all my designs, and we'll see how it goes. So if you have a chance, make sure you check out playground.com and thank them for sponsoring me. If you go to their social media pages and just say thanks for sponsoring Side Hustle Review, all that stuff goes a real long way. So really excited to have a sponsor. Very pumped about that. But yeah, it's this specific website is playground.com for those asking in the chat. So now as we get back to YouTube automation, what is it? So if you haven't heard about YouTube automation, the basic premise is you can make a YouTube channel that has fully automated process of posting and editing the videos altogether. Now, this has been changing over time. It's not a new side hustle, but it has evolved a bit. So before AI, what people would do is still pitch this idea of a faceless channel and call it automated. However, they would be talking about YouTube channels that play wave noises, or they play different types of ambient noise that they would say they can make this completely automated. So you just take ocean waves or forest sounds, continue to post them up, and they'll show you that some videos get so many views for meditation, what have you, and say these are getting so much money through monetization that you can do it too. Now, with the advent of AI, you've found this even explode even more. They're talking about making clipping channels or various different channels that are all around automation. They'll even talk about you can sell digital products with your faceless channel. So there's a lot more being discussed when it comes to automated YouTube. And what I'm going to do is actually give you a little bit of a peek behind the curtain of what they're talking about. So the first thing when they talk about automating YouTube, they often at first, before AI, would talk about going to Fiverr and having them make the videos for you. So as they make the videos, then you can have them hire a virtual assistant that then would post it to you. So a lot of the automation costs money. Let's just call that up front. Fiverr's not free. The virtual assistant's not free. All of that stuff actually costs money. So when they talk about teaching you how to do an automated channel, they're going to start to talk to you about hiring a Fiverr editor. They're going to talk to you about getting a virtual assistant to post these things, get a virtual assistant to do your descriptions and your meta tags and your titling. All those types of approaches is something that we'll talk about. Now they get into different tools that you can use. And one of them that's often pitched is Repurpose IO. This is not an ad or anything, but I'm just giving you context of the types of things or tools to promote. So Repurpose IO actually is a very helpful tool. I happen to use it in my own content creation. So let me just log in here. So what Repurpose IO allows you to do is hook up your various social media accounts and set up an auto posting for one to go to the other. For instance, I primarily make most of my videos in TikTok. I just like the editing platform better. So if this is saying once I post something to TikTok, post that same thing to Instagram, and you can have it auto publish or you can turn it off. I happen to turn it off because sometimes I do make videos in my Instagram and then it can go into a loop where it's double posting. So most of the things I keep off except for my backup of videos and to my YouTube Reels, because I normally do not post anything on directly to YouTube Reels. I have those auto post. So when they talk about autopilot or YouTube automation, these are types of tools that they will walk you through. This tool can actually take a long form video and auto post it for you. It can do a lot of different things when it comes to being effective cross posting. It can do Amazon affiliates, many other different platforms. I think it just launched Blue Sky as well. So when they talk about YouTube automation, one of them they talk about is using a tool like this. The other they will use is something like Opus Clips. If you haven't heard of Opus Clips, it could take a long form video and cut it down into different reel size stuff. They also talk about Descript as a way you can auto or use YouTube automation. So if you haven't seen Descript, I'm going to pull that one up now. Descript happens to be the actual tool I use to edit my podcasts. Let's take this. So here's an example of my Descript accounts. And the thing that Descript is super powerful at is if you open up a video file in it, it actually makes it a transcription of the video. So here's my long form video. And if I wanted to make an edit to my video, I just erase the word. See how it's selecting the part of the video where I say these words, and I delete it. If I delete it, it cut that out and it cut it out in the video. So when they talk about YouTube automation, they introduce you into a lot of tools like this. They are super helpful tools, but also know a lot of times they have an advantage or a reason why they're talking to you about these tools, because they have affiliate links for you to use to download them. So not only will they make money from selling you the course, they'll also make money, which I'm not knocking on this strategy, through affiliate partnerships of the tools they recommend. Where I find this gets a little diluted is oftentimes instead of promoting the most helpful tool, they're going to promote the tool that pays them the highest commission. So I have found multiple academies that really lean on pretty lackluster tools, but those tools will pay them 50% commission in perpetuity of the person being signed up for it. It can do voiceover for you, it can do eye tracking. There's a lot of automation it does in editing, which when they talk about YouTube automation, these are the things they're talking about. So there are various tools. There's so many I could cover, like Opus clips. There's even InVideo IO, which makes a complete AI avatar that can speak. You just pump a script into it, and then it will give you a full video that you can use on YouTube. And those are great. Like those are fine, but I really want to show you the results of these types of channels that actually do this. When we talk about YouTube automation and how you'll make your money, this is another thing that they really breeze over while they're in the sales part. And then they really get into it once you buy the course. So, of course, you can make money directly through YouTube. We all know that. But YouTube has minimum thresholds you have to meet in order to reach monetization. So if you don't know how YouTube's monetization platform works, it basically means every time an ad is run in the middle of your video, you'll get a small chunk of change as those videos run. The amount of money you get really depends on your niche and genre. So something that's more entertaining is going to pay less, but if you're in a more lucrative niche like finance, where the advertiser's paying a lot of money to get to those people, you can make more. So it really depends on what your niche is rather than your subscriber base when it comes to making money through YouTube monetization. Now, what those thresholds are at this point of us recording this live, which it can change in the drop of a hat, but it's 4,000 hours watched. So equating of 4,000 hours of people watching your channel. It's not 4,000 views, it's 4,000 hours watched, which I myself, my channel has gotten to 825,000 views, and I have still not met the 4,000 hours watched. It's also 1,000 subscribers. I happen to have 8,000, and I'm still not monetized on YouTube. The idea that you can do YouTube automation and make money in 30 days is not a lie, because they talk about different ways you can make money, but directly through YouTube would be very hard to achieve. The other thing they cover when it comes to you making money through YouTube automation is selling digital products. So if you decide to make a YouTube channel around health and wellness, let's say, they recommend you go to Etsy or Google PLR, private label rights products. They're pretty much done for you courses and products, and include those in the descriptions of your video and try and sell your viewers this course on the right vitamin regimen for you to help your bladder. Or they'll also recommend another monetization strategy, which is through affiliate links. So instead of you offering a course, you may offer these products, these specific vitamins or something. And you include those links in your description. And as people buy those vitamins, you earn a commission. So when they talk about you making money through YouTube on autopilot, it's not just through YouTube itself, because that can really be just beer money, especially as you're starting off. But when you add other monetization streams, such as selling digital products or using affiliate links, they start to balloon out the price. And that's how they come to these big outlandish income claims that you can make through YouTube automation. So those are things to consider and think about. And yes, you do need to have viewers, and the way you get viewers can vary. And most of the time, just like all the other things that I talk about, YouTube is a search engine in the end. So I actually have a guide which talks about underserved space, which you can find in the link in my bio, which this applies to YouTube. You're basically trying to find different types of searches that you can actually tap into in order for you to get organic views. And in fact, I can pull that up right now. So this is going to be tuned to my niche, which is side hustles and making money online. Okay. So let's share my screen. So this tool is a SEO tool for YouTube, and it's called Vid IQ. And what you can see here is it has daily video ideas saying what the view prediction would be. And it's doing this based on search behaviors of people on the platform. So, easy ways to maximize your earnings this month, monetize your social media, effective strategies to turn points into post into profits. These are video ideas that it has, but let's go into the keyword research just so I can show you a little bit more. So these are the keyword opportunities, which it tells you how many searches there are right here through this search bar and what the competition is. So I can sort this by low and see what has a good amount of search volume, like Pinterest affiliate marketing has a good amount of search volume and low results. So this one is giving me a score that, hey, if you actually make a video around affiliate marketing and Pinterest, you'll be more likely to generate views because there are people searching for it, but there's less competition. That's called underserved space. And again, I have a full guide. You can find that link in my bio if you want it. And it's name your price. You can even put $0 if you want to download that guide that gives you the general premise of how you can do this on Amazon, Etsy, etc. But again, let's sort this. No, we're going to sort this by competition and see something with a green score like this. So this one, SMMA, is Social Media Management Agency, I believe. So making a video about this is something that I can do, and it will be more likely that I generate views off this subject because a lot of people are searching for it and the competition is low. So to that question in the chat where someone would say, yeah, but you have to get views, it's true. And the way you get views is you be strategic with the way you're making your content and your videos rather than just making videos and praying that they'll get views, if that makes sense. So this is one of the things they would teach you, and they don't teach you nearly as detailed as I just did for free in the YouTube automation. They basically start with go get VidIQ and find your keywords. And that's kind of it. They don't really get into these more nuanced details about these platforms and how you can find this space. They really just give you a list of things and then go from there. Are all these tools free to use? And that is a great question. None of these tools are free to use in a very substantive way. VidIQ has a version of it being free where you can get a couple grabs and then after that you have to pay. Repurpose.io also has a cost. Descript also has a cost. So when you buy this YouTube automation course, you will get suggested tons of tools and flows that you will have to pay on top without knowing if you're going to make money or not. So it's a great question. No, most of them aren't free. They will take an investment. In the grand scheme of things, the amount you have to invest to start a business is pretty low. So I'd say it's a low investment startup business, but it is an investment nonetheless. I have something super special for you, which we are going to go through a couple of these YouTube faceless channels and look at how much money they're making. Okay, so we will look at the 3-figure YouTube channel first. So this channel, which is called Loved Dogs, which has 647,000 subscribers, is making less than $1,000 a month through YouTube automation. It's a Reels or Shorts channel only. It doesn't have long form content. Now, I think it did at one point, but they've changed it since. And it just has different dog videos on it. So if you guys don't know, there's a website called Flippa where people can sell their YouTube channels. And this YouTube channel is on sale on Flippa. It's been around for 12 years, but only monetized in the last 6 to 12 months. It's making $932 a month through YouTube monetization. So think about that. This channel has 600,000 subscribers. 600,000 subscribers. It's got shorts in the 2 million range, I believe. Yeah, this one has 2 million likes. That means views, it's even more, right? And yet it makes $932 a month. So when we talk about the realities of a faceless channel and how much you can make, it is to that one person's chat here, Chris, it's not subscribers equal money. It's your strategy. You have to figure out your strategy. And that is a really important part of you being successful. Now, if we look at some of the screenshots they provided here, so we can see how many views they have, their top video, their channel's birthday. But overall, the revenue for this channel has been verified by Flippa, and it's making $900 a month. So key point is, you can build your YouTube channel, right? And get to 600,000 subscribers, yet still only make $900 a month. Now, many of you may be saying that 932, that's pretty good. I'd agree, that is pretty good. But don't forget, if you're not editing this yourself, you're leveraging this automation, you're paying for all these tools and software, that's going to eat in at your profits and at your revenue. So maybe you're really making $500 a month. And how consistently do you have to get posts out there? Now, you can automate it by having a virtual assistant or having a tool kind of auto post. That's going to eat away at your profitability. So it's something to think about when you're going into this idea of YouTube automation or faceless channels, which we're seeing right here. You can make money doing it. I'm not challenging that idea. I'm just giving you the more realistic and more thoughtful view of it, rather than just telling you it's all going to be great. You can make money super fast. Just buy my course. I'm giving you advice just as your best friend or your older brother would when trying to look at for this type of stuff. So this is the this is the 3-figure income. Now, do you guys want to look at the 5-figure income? And when I say 5 figures, can I get guesses on how much you think it is? How much do you think I'm going to show you a faceless channel is making? Any guesses? I got Instagram and YouTube chat going. Okay. All right. 10K, that'd be, oh shoot, you know what? It's 4-figure. My bad. I did the math right. It's actually 4 figures. My bad, guys. Re-guess at 4 figures. My bad. There are ones that make 5 figures, but the one I picked was 4 figures. I got it confused. 4 figures. What a joke. Okay, 1,500. Looking at the YouTube chat. 10,000. Yeah, it's 4 figures. And that's my bad. 2,500. Okay. This YouTube channel, which is here, it's using IP. So that's always a bit risky. Okay. Using IP is a bit risky. Now, I think I have the audio muted, so you're not going to be able to hear it. I'll play it so you can. So you can see this video has actual movie clips, different types of TV shows and actors throughout, but the audio is not from the movie. It's voiced over. There's voiceover. They're actually changing the clip. And that is strategic because you can't monetize just ripped IP. You have to adjust the IP some way. You have to add voiceover, commentary. It has to change its form. You can't just take a movie, put it onto YouTube, and then have it monetized. Some people are successful with that for a short term, but not long term. You have to add some type of value on it. So this is the movie The Matrix. That is IP.
You can't unsee it. And you'll never play.
But what you don't hear is the actual movie playing in the background.
Let's wait
right?
And start playing.
You hear a voiceover.
The system trains obedience, not power.
And yes, it is doing 7-second clips to avoid copyright. It's also using commentary over to avoid copyright. So this is a strategic edit. Now, when we talk about what they're doing with YouTube automation, is they'll teach you how to find the platform that can help you make these edits. They're going to teach you how to find a platform to get that AI voiceover. When they talk about automation, that's the stuff they'll teach you or they'll talk about. And when I say teach you, they'll just get you to the platforms, then you do it. Now, stuff with IP seems to go a lot farther and has a lot better opportunity. If we go back to this channel, we see it has less subscribers than what the last channel did at 675 or whatever. This one has 518. And when it comes to how much money it makes, $6,500 a month. It's been monetized for more than 5 years, and it makes $6,577 a month. Now, when we talk about the automation part, what's great about this one is I think they list the different tools and expenses. So their video editor is $800 a month. They use 11 labs for the AI voiceover, which is $18 a month. And they use ChatGPT for scripting, $20 a month. So when they talk about YouTube automation, they talk about giving you this tech stack. That video editor is most likely a human. It's a Fiverr editor or something like that has done this. Now, there is risk when you use IP for copyright strikes and everything. So the real question is if you were trying to buy this or acquire it, which I don't have $275,000 lying around, which is the asking price of this channel. It's good to know if they have any kind of strikes against them. So this specific channel is one that is making this amount of money. We could see its dashboard, and it's making a lot more money than the other. So it just shows that the amount of subscribers does not equate to the amount of money. It goes with your niche and how your monetization in the back end is working. So when it comes to YouTube automation, I want you to know this. You can make money doing it. You can make money running faceless channels. Here's 2 cases of people doing it. The real thing is you have to be ready to make volumes. And they found a niche. They found a good niche that people watch and enjoy. We could see through their videos, the amount of views they're getting is pretty substantial. They've come up with a consistent editor. They come up with a system of getting these edits. And then they have a good scripting strategy with ChatGPT to write these up. And they're probably using something like Vid IQ to come up with keywords. Because if we look, for instance, if we go to mine, this is for my channel, we can see top searches in my channel is data annotation, letter writing side hustle, PDF farming, side hustles for 2025. These are the keywords people came to my channel to watch. So if I were to really wanted to double down, I would make more content around data annotation, make more content about the letter writing side hustle, make more content about PDF farming to get more and more people coming to my channel on those specific subjects. That's not my strategy. I'm not really trying to just become so niched in these specific side hustles. I rather have multiple side hustles driving viewership. But for instance, that channel that's making $6,000 a month is probably using the same type of keyword knowledge to figure out what are some of the other channels or other videos they can make. So you can make money doing faceless videos. There are tons of coaches and gurus out there willing to take your money to teach you how to do it. There is one person, his name is Dave Preneur. I'll tag him below, his Instagram and TikTok channel. I did go through his school. He has a school community. He gave me free access. I would say overall, he's on the up and up. You also can get access to his school community, and you have 7 days to say you like it or not. He will return your money if you don't find it helpful or not. That's one of the only reasons I really talk about him. If he had a pay and forever hold your peace, I probably wouldn't talk about him. But the fact that he lets you try it and have buyer's remorse, I think really shows his integrity and that he stands behind his product. So I'll tag him in the comments below. Like I said, I sat through his school community. I already knew most of this stuff around how to make automated channels and use things like Zapier and other things to auto post. But I can certainly see where for people that have no clue, his community can be super helpful. So I'll tag him below. He's a definitely helpful resource. And again, I think his subscription monthly is $99 a month. But again, you can sign up for 7 days risk free and jump out if you don't want to do it. I would say only take YouTube automation seriously and be ready to invest if you're ready to do volumes of posts and go in eyes wide open, knowing that you are going to have to pay for subscriptions. You're going to have to find something that's going to do your AI voiceover. You're going to have to find something that like repurpose IO that can automate your postings. You're going to have to find a virtual assistant that may do some of your SEO optimization or pay for a ChatGPT like platform that will help you with SEO. So there's going to be money you're going to have to put on top of you buying a course if you want to take YouTube automation seriously. So that's just something to consider when you're looking at YouTube automation. I'm not telling you not to do it. I just hope you go into it understanding that it's not just the one cost of the course and then you're going to make money no matter what. No, there's going to be a whole process and it is dependent on you becoming monetized and making sure that you can really be successful at it. Now, the other thing I want you to know is I actually did this a couple of years ago and I paid a guru. And a few times they gave me viral clips. So they said, we'll give you the viral clips. And those viral clips did get views. I did get subscribers. But then my channel got shut down and demonetized because the stuff that they gave me, they knew would go viral, but they were also against the terms and conditions. So there's a lot of coaches out there that really don't disclose this and are out there to get your money. So I would say be careful and be wary of those. I then did one, they recommended me doing one on lo-fi music. So I did one on lo-fi music, re-editing some lo-fi music using AI, and that one just never turned out. It just never worked out. So those are my experiences with YouTube automation or faceless channels. I gave them a shot. I wasn't successful, and they are more work than most people lead on. But there are people that are successfully doing it. I just walked you through 2 examples. So something to consider. So that's the end of today's agenda. I'm open to asking or answering any questions if you have them. If you want to ask any questions, shoot away. What questions do you guys have on YouTube automation? How do you find a solid faceless channel niche? That's a great question. If you're trying to find a good faceless channel niche, you should start with something like VidIQ, which can show you what people are searching for. So you put in your general topic, camping, and then they'll start to show you where that low competition is. So as I showed you before in my niche, we saw where my low competition is. And let's see if I can pull it up. So looking through your low competition keywords within your niche is a good start. So you start with a broad one, camping, and then start looking for where there's a theme of keyword gaps, and then that's how your niche might come. But you start something big and then go from there. This is a Vid IQ tool. It does cost money. You can use it for free a little bit, and then you do have to go into a paid version. I'll put a link to it in the description. Is it worth buying a YouTube channel in the region of 3 or 5K? It can be, especially if you think you're going to bring value to it. So if it's like, for instance, if I saw a YouTube channel that was in the side hustle niche and I saw it was in a 3 to 5K range, I think I can add a lot more to it. I would possibly buy it. It really depends on what the topic is and how you align to the topic. If you think you can move fast on it, let's say you're super into camping, just to stay with the example, then you can add more value to that by doing it. So then, yes, you should buy the channel. Where can I find your guide for YouTube automation? I don't have a guide for YouTube automation. I do have a guide for underserved space, which you can find that link in my bio. But yeah, that's it. What's your opinion on a gaming channel as a side hustle? That's a really tough space. There's a lot of gaming content. I think it's the number 2 content on YouTube, so you definitely are in an oversaturated environment. But I think there's still room if you go into the gaming niche and then start to look through rising keywords like here. We can see, and then you focus this on gaming. I think we can go here. Yeah, here's role playing games as one of the topics. And these are some of the keywords that are getting searched a lot with low competition. We can sort it right here. So if any of these speak to you, I'm not into gaming. So Easy Red 2, Hero Siege. If you can jump on making content around these, you have higher potential of getting organic views than if you just started making gaming content willy-nilly without any type of strategy. So this is really what you should do. You can see the searches up for this is up 112 or 1200%. You think it's worth starting to YouTube it? Like how much do you think we would have to invest? I think there is risk. If I'm super honest, there is a risk. There's a risk for you to be like me, put a lot of effort into a channel and not have it produce. And so I think you will be successful if you're determined to be successful. You have to be okay with failing the first time and just be understanding that every try is a rep. I think it's an okay side hustle to try if you're super dedicated to it. But if it's only interesting you because people pitched it as easy money and make money in your sleep, but YouTube and stuff don't really speak to you, then I would say maybe not, right? I would say maybe not. Coming in late, how do you set up your channel to be monetized? You have to hit those minimum thresholds, but oftentimes these gurus will tell you, or you can put affiliate marketing links today, or you could sell a digital product through your faceless channel. Those are things you could do. So let's say you stay in the health and wellness and you want to teach people about their vitamin regimen. You can have a digital product that outlines how to determine your vitamin regimen, and then you can have a bunch of links to vitamins that are affiliate links, and that's how you start to monetize. But there's no way around getting through the monetization thresholds, which I talked about my channel. I've had it up for 2 years. I have more than 1,000 subscribers. I have 800,000 views, more than 800,000 views, and I am still not monetized. You mentioned you haven't made money with your YouTube. Why do you think that is? I would say it's not the biggest priority of mine. My YouTube channel isn't the biggest priority. It's also a shorts channel. Shorts channels don't make nearly as much money and they're harder to get into the monetization thresholds. You know what? Let's go to my studio. I think I could share that no problem without any problems. So if we go to earn, we could see you need to get 500 subscribers now. So I said 1,000, it's actually 500. I met that. I have 8,000. But when it comes to hours watched, this is just to be able to get subs and subscribers. This isn't to get ad monetization. We can see I only have 3,000, so I'm still not meet that. But to get to ad monetization, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public hours watched. I only have 2,971. I'm pretty far off from getting it. And yeah, I have a total of 800,000 views to my channel. So it's not something you can do overnight, but there are people that have been able to monetize within 6 months. I'm not saying my experience is the experience, but it is an experience that you can have. A couple more. Could you make a live about starting a podcast? Yeah, I could definitely hit onto that side hustle for sure. How long can someone see returns starting from zero? Some people can see returns within the first 3 months. It'll be very small returns, but you can see no returns too. Can I make money posting only shorts on YouTube, or do I have to also regularly post long? You can make money through shorts. Now you can see here, there's different shorts monetization thresholds. So if this was just purely a shorts channel, you would have to get 3 million views in order to start monetizing for just having members. And then you would need to get 10 million views if you want to make money through advertisements. So you can make money through shorts. It's a lot less. I think that's what that example of the dog one we talked about is. That's a shorts channel, and that's why it's only making $900 a month, even though it has 600,000 subscribers, way more views. It's because it's a shorts channel. Shorts make less money. With all of these different AI programs, is it possible to run multiple YouTube vids as one person? Yes, it is. It is possible. There are people doing a lot of sophisticated stuff with AI. I would say that's completely possible. You just have to be really crafty with it. So you could pick a topic you like and jump into it, like a hobby or fave kind of dog, to create YouTube automated page. That's right, Chris. You would actually search. So pick something like, let's say, dogs, come into VidIQ, start searching what is underserved in that dog niche, and then start making videos. I'm not saying make videos on that broad topic. You probably won't be successful. It's coming in here and finding the underserved space that exists in that niche and making content to that. Thank you so much for tuning in today to the Side Hustle Review podcast. I hope you learned a lot about the YouTube automation side hustle. I know I was all over the place, but I think I gave you some substantial knowledge when it comes into this, and at least armed you enough to ask your guru or whoever is trying to pitch this as a get rich quick ploy enough to see if they know what they're talking about. If you really did enjoy this content, please do me a favor and leave a comment, do a follow, check me out on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, share my content. All that stuff can go a long way. I do really appreciate it. You are definitely supporting a small creator like me, even if you feel like I'm big, because I have a bunch of Instagram followers and TikTok people. I am small through and through. I'm not making much money doing any of this. I'm still negative for the most part, but I'm sharing everything I learn along the way. So hopefully you find that helpful. And until then, see you next week. Peace.